folks, here we are, the Star Wars collection room, tour 2022. I did not at all film a tour in 2021, even though I've lived in this house for a year and had this room for a year, because it's always just constantly work in progress, and I just reached a point where I'm pretty happy with it and good to go. I finally fixed all my figures that had fallen down, which was a huge, demotivator for me every time I saw them falling, because I hate setting up figures personally. I don't like it. But anyways, so yep, everything's here. It's everything you could think of, from figures to Legos to vintage to any kind of weird, random, collectible, within reason, things that are cute. I love things that are cute. And it's pretty much, I'd say, 95% of my collection. I do have a couple of things upstairs still in storage, but so I have the window open today to kind of help with lighting. It is not open on a daily basis though, but it helps bring light, because unfortunately I designed this room and I designed the light around here poorly, so it is what it is. But let's go ahead and begin. So sit back, relax, and please enjoy this tour video. So starting at the door here, Rogue One poster, and then a door knocker, as well as a little lanyard there. That's what you see if you face the door completely. Above the door, I have a couple of figures from the final, like, Build-A-Droid collection, the whole wave there. A jumbo Luke Skywalker I've had for quite a while. Then a couple of tins. There's nothing in them at the moment. I kind of use them for when I collect things and need storage, so that's where they are. Here is a big Chewbacca Squishable with a little one on top. You can kind of see those a little bit better, like that. I do have two lightsabers on both sides of my door. Obi-Wan's and Darth Revan's, and his changes color. So, pretty cool. There's kind of that first section, and I'll try my best to try to show you what I see throughout the room as I go. It's just really hard to kind of encompass in a video. I have my stool here so I can stand to show you guys stuff better. But yeah, let's move on to the figure wall here, where I've got my Black Series, as well as 3 3/4 inch and Mission Fleet, and all other kind of lines in between, and a couple of boxed items at the bottom. So the light's pretty much the brightest on this section where the action figures are. I have some in-packaged boxes here. And unfortunately, this wall is very close to my front door, which opens and closes really hard, so they fall over sometimes. But the vintage collection carded all the way to the end. Basically, I have just a random assortment. And then on to Black Series here, with some boxes in the background of some packaged figures. And I have them in somewhat of an order, episodic, going into like episode 2 and Clone Wars. And I have reviewed pretty much all of these, I would say. And then 3 3/4 inch, which I just in general have way more of. Again, sort of in order, with Expanded Universe going into some concept figures that lead into episode 1. Again, with some figures in the background on card. And again, I have reviewed most of these. Some of these I've bought in my adult career, basically, and have just reviewed and set on the shelf. Other ones I bought with allowance money when I was a kid, and then played with them whenever I could get the chance. So it's a mingle. We have realistic Clone Wars moving into actual Clone Wars. The new Ahsoka there. And then episode 3. We have Solo, Rebels, Rogue One, A New Hope, which moves to Empire Strikes Back. And Return of the Jedi. Which moves into just a couple of Mandalorian figures, some animated figures, and then to the sequel trilogy after that. And then we have Mission Fleet, which is my current project that I'm really working on. So I have them around their vehicles. Their little vehicles are up there. I don't know if I showed that. So there is that. And then what we have on the ground here is just a little wooden poster. One of those maze balls. This is the stool that I used to sit on in my old collection room. It's actually got like food products in it, like cups and stuff from like Disney World and like Burger King and stuff like that. So the ones that I couldn't fit, they just stay in there. And then I have just a couple of carded figures. The Elite series, which I don't have a good place for, so they stay there, as well as a couple of boxed figures. These carded ones eventually will get placed up here next time I like rearrange, in theory. So there are the rest of those. And then I have my little Star Wars bouquet down there, as well as the super awesome 50th Lucasfilm Clone Wars figures in card, and a clock. And then we move on to my detailed shelves, and I'll open up the glass so you guys can see them better, but I have my Sabi's lightsaber holder kind of on the corner there. So first detail closest to the wall is basically Galaxy's Edge focused, with my droid and milk container, coin, some lightsaber clips, and a Sith holocron with some of my crystals. Here is my Sabi's Workshop lightsaber without its blade on a stand. This is actually the Darth Revan lightsaber stand, but it's fine. It works. Moving down, some plush and some pamphlets, the water bottle, coasters, and such. And then at the bottom, with a couple of Unleashed figures, I have the Ahsoka retired lightsaber set, which is my husband's, but also technically mine. And then this detail just has some statues, and some mini busts, and some mini lightsabers. You can see me in the background wearing PJ pants and a sweater. Deal with it. Just kind of some random stuff in here. Stuff, I don't have anything specifically laid out. It's just wherever I can kind of put stuff, and I honestly collect super random higher end collectibles a lot of the time, so it is what it is. But that's that, and I think it actually turned out pretty good. Like, if you look at them from far away, I think they look nice. Hopefully. Some Sideshow collectibles with my favorite mini lightsaber, Mace Windu's. Some more Sideshow collectibles with my newest acquisition, that Darth Maul bust from Gentle Giant and Diamond Select Toys. Another mini lightsaber. And we move on to the artifacts like Kotobukiya statues. I've got some there. And then I have some there along with some of the Sphero products also. And then this shelf is totally different because it's like all of my vintage figures. These are all vintage, and they all have stands for the most part, unless they have really big feet and can stand on their own. Pretty proud of this. I definitely have a lot to go, but it's kind of pushing the edges of this little shelf here. Down lower, I have some AFA graded figures, as well as the Dagobah playset with some of the figures set up around it. A carded Logray, not in great condition, but I've always had it carded, so I keep it carded. The Droid Factory with a couple of droids on display, and then a couple of vintage mugs that I found at antique stores of all places. Well, the last one I found at a convention, but these two I found at an antique store last summer. And then down here, this is like my faux vintage stuff. This is all reproduction, so the retro collection with the reproduction cups, and then a couple of carded figures in the back there. And that's how I have that section displayed. And then along the top, I have some more vintage stuff that's not action figure related. And I've pretty much been able to contain all of my vintage items to the top here if they didn't fit in the detolf. And they kind of have just gone on and they stop there. And then I have a couple of my helmets and a vintage figure case up in the background there. Some Cincy warmers, some model ships. And then that is the case that holds Ahsoka's lightsabers from Disney. At the very top, I have some posters. That Jedi Fallen Order one is crooked. I need to fix it. The glass broke. I just need to replace it, but here we are. And I have those, and I think they look really good, the like little mini posters up there, so
Here we are above my window, and I have just a couple of the Mission Series figures hung, and I forget about these all the time because they're kind of far away from the other carded figures, but they're above my window with my like little Chewbacca lights that string the edge. Here's my window. I have little small Yoda, or Grogu's rather, sorry, on the windowsill there. I don't have all of them, but some of them. And then a couple of knickknacks by the window. There's a farm tractor. And then this is usually where I sit, only the camera's flipped around. So I have a little, I've had this forever, it's a tiny thumb drive. It only holds like 2 gigs. And then just a couple of knickknacks that I keep in the windowsill. I do keep the curtain down, so these guys get indirect sunlight, I guess. This side of the house never reaches real sunlight, so I'm not too worried about it. And then below that, I have a couple of plush, my Tsum Tsums, and a couple of other ones, a couple itty bitties. This is Legos right here, my minifigures that don't actually, I don't have sets built for, and so I just keep them in there and they're sorted, and so there's that. I also have a mug that holds some random accessories I need to put away, and then a mug back there that holds more accessories. And then we kind of move on to the Lego side of things, and then I'll take you from top to bottom of my Lego collection. Very briefly, not going to go into detail because I'd like to do an actual Lego collection video on my Lego channel, JediMaster738, but it is obviously part of my Star Wars collection too. And so, basically what happens when I get a new Lego set, I have to disassemble something for the most part to fit something new on the shelf, or I can really squeeze it, it just depends. And it's really too hard to set themes per shelf, I just don't have the space, so it's kind of whatever fits. But Lego is what got me into Star Wars initially, so it's always a big part. And in the Star Wars Lego collection video that I'll do on my other channel, I'll show all my sets that are disassembled that I have in storage as well. We of course have the Betrayal on Cloud City on this strange octagon table that my husband restored, which is really pretty, it's just a strange shape. And then down here, my Millennium Falcon from Rise of Skywalker, and then a couple of Lego plush that are just down there, unfortunately hidden just due to space. And then I have a little small shelf with a couple more Lego sets and the buildable figures. And more sets in the shelves here. And then my AT-AT. And then my really big Darth Vader holding an itty bitty Darth Vader. I also have Mace Windu's lightsaber right here between the Lego stuff and the Funko Pop stuff. I think this one turns on. Some of them I don't have batteries in, so beware. So there's that. It's the old version. And then I'll take you to the Funko Pop stuff and we'll go down in that direction again. Some film cells from Rogue One are at the very top of this, and then Funko Pops. And I also have these sorted, at least to a degree, with like gaming grates and such. I have all their boxes, I just don't display them in the box because I think it's much more fun to have them outside of the box so you can see the full sculpt details on them. And this is one of those collections that I haven't intentionally meant to like go really hard on, but kind of have over the years. So I have quite a few, and I've definitely stopped collecting them like I used to. But there's still a couple where I just am like, yep, gonna pick it up. And then I have the fun time of trying to fit it on the shelf. And then moving down, I have another poster. It's like a metal poster, but it's inside a frame. It's of Thrawn. I have some Star Tots. And my pin board, which is Star Wars pins plus my Disney pins. A really cool picture of Chewbacca on Hoth. And then I have this table, well, it's a bookshelf, but the surface of it is mostly some of the Stranger Funko Pops with some lightsaber chopsticks, and then some fig pins. So, yeah. And as I said, it is a bookshelf, so it has most of my, like, little Star Wars books, plus some Disney Infinity. And then this one is all Mighty Mugs. And then more Funko products. The Mystery Minis, and then some other random Funko Star Wars ideas that they have that aren't quite as successful as their Pops. And then this is the big bookshelf with like most of the tomes. And then more chapter books with some Galactic Heroes and some other little doodads. Here is where my Star Wars Insider magazines are, and some small books, some comic books, and then my little chibi nesting dolls from Hot Toys from years ago. And I have my Darth Vader lightsaber all in this corner, and I don't have it with batteries currently. Down here are all of my lightsabers out of box that I have in this little bucket in the corner. And then this part of the room kind of gets dark. This is the super miscellaneous side of the room, but I still think it looks pretty good. I have the 30th anniversary carded figures. Obviously not all of them, but the ones I have, and they're put here, all the way to the edge where the door begins. And then some bits and bobs, again, quite random, so some lunch boxes, a transformer, some of the 12-inch dolls of various lines. I have some Mighty Beans with some out for display, and then a small little Chewbacca-focused area over there. This whole shelf is Micro Machines, and I am pretty proud of that. I honestly really like Micro Machines, so. And I obviously don't have the heads on display, I don't have enough room, but I do have the mini heads on display, as well as little characters that don't go to the mini heads, that are just in like bonus packs and such. And then all of my Kubricks and Bear Bricks and a couple of knockoff ones. This has grown quite large over the years, and I really also like these for some reason. They're like Lego, I guess. And then this is more of like a Disney shelf that isn't Galaxy's Edge, so just like wider variety Disney, or Disney with, or Star Wars with like a Disney theme to it, if that makes sense. Just stuff before, most of this stuff was before Galaxy's Edge, so not all of it. Again, lots of knickknacks and bits and bobs, but cool stuff, I think, personally. And then down here, we move on to this like little individual shelf that I have. Some Pezzas and some teas, and a really cool Return of the Jedi Taco Bell Happy Meal box, and the original Slurpee cup, one of my favorite collectibles for some reason, because it was one of the first ones I got as a kid. This is the Burger King 2005 set of Happy Meal toys. They did 2 waves. I have the very first wave completely finished, and then the second wave I think I'm missing like 2 ships, so we're getting there. So that's all of them crammed into this tiny section. And then moving down, I have the Happy Meal ones from 2019, as well as some of the other ship heads from Clone Wars, and one of the ones that we've had recently, plus the watches and a Mace Windu skateboard. And then on the bottom, I have some Pezzas, some Star Wars Hot Wheels toys, and then all of the like little fighter pods and Micro Force figures. It's a mix of them both. And then the Angry Birds, and I have them in this like little lipstick holder that keeps them all displayed, but in a nice order. So that's why I say this shelf has just got a lot in it, and that's fine. It's grown on me, I gotta say. And then we have a vintage Return of the Jedi platter that I can't fit anywhere else, so it's just right here. My large Hero BB-8 droid. And then William the Wampa with little Grogus all around him that are under his arms and such. So he takes up the other half of this. And then there's the door again. And then I also saved this for last just because it's kind of in the middle of the room, but I have the cantina, the Master Builders series cantina with the land speeder added to it. And then this little chair has some Chewbaccas and a couple of C-3POs. So that's basically it. That is the room. And yeah, again, I don't really keep it this light unless I'm doing reviews or clearly, showing off the room. And so here is everything. And then I'll quickly see if I can't show you with like the lights on, because I do have some strip lights on a section of this. So that's the collection, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for being patient while I was being lazy and wasn't getting this room up to par. Yeah, so stay tuned for more videos as it comes, and I just feel like I'm spinning you guys around at this point to see everything. So anyways, let me know what you think in the comments below, and thanks so much for taking the time to watch this. Till next time, guys, I'll see you later.